That signed up to speak, and that is Martha on the subject of learning environment. Martha, you here? Oh, welcome. Hi. Come on up. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I come to wish out to all of you today because 2014, I reported to the Department of Education the condition of the classroom of my son. He's in special need child education, and the classroom was in so deplorable conditions, heavy dust. I took pictures, there was mold on the walls. I reported it to, at that time was Michael Tesoro, John Picard, and Dr. Rodriguez. And I requested them if they can do an environmental test for the classroom. Lead, asbestos, and air quality, and mold. I've been calling the Department of Health. Well, at that time I reported it to the Department of Health on October 29th, and they did find lead on the walls, okay, across from the classroom for my son. This information didn't come from any of the school. I found out the past week that they have the report. But the Department of Health at that time, they called me and told me, listen, Ms. Ford, we found lead and you were right. Something was not right in environmental learning for your child. Again, I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed. On October 19th, I brought this problem again because I didn't receive no answer for the asbestos test, for mold, and for air quality. Mr. Quesada was there in school 17 when I approached Mr. John Clark. He said he don't remember. He don't remember that I reported this. And in 2015, there was a distress. They work on the basement too. And you know the asbestos surface when they work on an old building, like a 113-year-old building. And the PT asked for environmental tests for mold and asbestos, and was not done, he said in the meeting too. So that's why my concerns are more, more concerned, because I don't think they did anything when I reported it concerning asbestos, air quality, and mold. And nobody have called me and say anything, about this problem. I left a note to Dr. Quesada office. I know he don't know nothing because he was not in office at that time, but I haven't received any, Ms. Flores, what happened? What is your problem? What is the problem? Nothing. It's like they're ignoring this kind of environmental testing to be done in that classroom. And if you see the pictures, you will see why I requested the environmental testing. And I don't think that that's appropriate environment and a quality teaching and learning environment for children. It's unexcusable. This is neglecting the children. The system is failing to our children. This has to stop. The schools are so deplorable, overcrowded. The bathrooms are unsanitary. There are 600 children almost in school 17. And the capacity for the building is 240. This is very stressful. And in the open house,
Ms. Ford,
this is the
I
other
ask you to be
picture.
mindful of your time.
Yes.
You're allowed 3 minutes and you're already over by a minute.
Okay. And this is the picture for the open house.
Okay, we'll get the secretary, we'll have Jerry pick those up. Check them around. Thank you very much. By the way, Ms. Flores, I know this was School 17, and I just want to make it very clear that not only with Dr.
They're spending an hour and a half a day trying to input notes for their Medicaid eligible students, just for billing purposes. So this is beyond the time they're spending providing services to students, planning their lessons, engaging with students and their families, or providing for their own professional growth, or even beyond what the notes that they have to keep on the non-Medicaid eligible students. So this is above and beyond what they've had to do previously. It's becoming a real problem and an emotional burden for these teachers as well. They're really very overworked and overwhelmed. There is a speech-language pathologist who has actually volunteered to be shadowed by a central office administrator, just so somebody can see exactly what speech-language pathologists go through every day. We did present this to the district and haven't received any response on that, so we would like to follow up on that. At the very least, the teachers who are overburdened should receive compensation. We have been working with the district to get them relieved of certain duties, and we thank Dr. Quezada and Ms. Malgieri for working with us on that. But the problem isn't being solved, and we have 100 more Medicaid eligible students this year already. The numbers grow and they fluctuate a lot, so we really need to provide more permanent solutions for these teachers. We're willing to work with the district. We have some ideas, but we really need to keep the conversation going so that we can move forward and actually see a change. Equity in the caseloads is a problem, and again, the support and time that's needed just to input these notes is important. So we ask that we please move forward with some of these discussions on the speech-language pathologist. The second issue I wanted to discuss is that this recently was the 4th time since June that a YFT member's private personnel information has been leaked to the public. This is obviously a very serious issue. It's a violation of the Code of Ethics. It's a violation of civil service law, various civil service law, and even public officers' laws. This is becoming an ongoing problem. It only began last June. I was one of the people whose private information was leaked to a reporter, but I think you will all agree with me that we should not be violating the Yonkers Code of Ethics. And that's what's happening somewhere in the system. Every employee deserves to have their private information remain private and protected, no matter who they are. I hope you will look into this issue because it's a very serious issue and it is a violation of many laws and the Yonkers Code of Ethics. So thank you for looking into that for us.
Thank you, Dr. Carol. We appreciate your comments, and we also appreciate you here in the district. Next person up is Anne Marie Smith to speak about, where'd you go, Anne Marie? I guess she said Happy Thanksgiving and then left because that was her subject. Gotcha. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Anne Marie Smith. Finally, we have Robin Goodson, who wants to speak first about a transportation issue and second as a Yonkers Public School teacher reference field trips. Good evening, Ms. Goodson.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Quezada, Board of Trustees. If you don't mind, I'm going to read from my phone because it's detailed and I don't want to digress.
Sure.
Okay. First, as a parent, I want to speak of Miles Square Transportation Bus Company. Lastly, I will address being a teacher needing to take my students on affordable field trips. My son did not have bus service the first week of school. Chris of Miles Square contacted us Sunday before Tuesday's first day of school, leaving a message of the time Julian would be picked up. You know where this is going. Even with transportation on their case, Julian did not receive bus service until the second week of school. The second morning of our son actually having transportation on his minivan, the bus driver monitor let my 10-year-old off at the high school and just pulled off. Thank God a wonderful high school student pulled my autistic son into the building and took him into the office.
Oh my God.
Transportation immediately changed the bus driver monitor. While it has not been smooth sailing, today I could not breathe after school. Our son's teacher texted to say that the bus was over an hour late. We waited the usual hour and started calling Miles Square to get redirected to voicemails that are full. Finally,
Take your time.
finally called YPS Transportation to find out they just called our apartment. We're in the lobby to let us know that our son is at Larkin Plaza. The two men, who we have no idea who they were, never came to our building. We have cameras to prove it. Please just tell me when my child's pickup time is 6:30 a.m. Who do I call in the morning to say there's a problem? Not Miles Square Bus Company. No one's there to answer the phone. My second transportation issue is solely about providing affordable field trip experiences for my students. Field trips are the connections to curriculum all students deserve, and for me, a driving force for exemplary engagement with my class. October 28th, I took my students to the Wright Family Farm, $350 for the bus only. I'm taking my students to Lehman College, yes, right in the Bronx, to see performances of Caps for Sale, Three Billy Goats Gruff, $275. There's no rhyme or reason to the prices the bus companies have us at their mercy. When did the bus company become a party bus or limo prices? Charging students $10 to $12 for just the bus is ridiculous. Telling me I should have a bake sale impacting my instructional time is equally ridiculous. Please help. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is good, Ms. Robin Goodson. And with that, that concludes the public speaking portion of the Board of Education. We do have one extra person that's on the list. Sally Pinto from the Yonkers Council of PTAs. Ms. Pinto.
First, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Reiterating Anne Marie Smith. As always, our children's safety continues to be a top priority for the Yonkers Council of PTAs. We have communicated with the Board of Education regarding the comments and actions portrayed by two members of the YFT leadership in a video publicly released on June 7th, on or about June 7, 2016. After the City of Yonkers Inspector General's report on this issue was released on July 11th, 2016, the YCPTA asked the Board of Education to include professional development for teachers on child neglect, abuse, mandated reported training. Over the summer of 2016, YCPTA was advised that the matter was a personnel issue and that any action on the matter would not take place until schools were back in session. As of November 15, 2016, we have learned that charges under New York's Education Law 3820 were brought against Yonkers Federation of Teachers, President Pat Palaio and Vice President Paul Diamond. YCPTA requested the matter be resolved quickly. The YCPTA understands that the Board of Education is safeguarding personnel matters. However, we need a more transparent process and would like to be publicly updated on the status and results of the hearings. Since the start of the school year, YCPTA has asked the Board of Education several times about this matter, and the responses have been that it is a legal matter and that no details can be shared and or discussed. YCPTA has asked the New York State PTA officials from the Westchester East Putnam region, which YCPTA is a part of, about other possible options to advocate on this issue. YCPTA was advised that as PTA leaders that we must comply with our bylaws and rules. According to the YCPTA bylaws, we are not allowed to comment on personnel issues. YCPTA cannot interfere with union membership decisions, nor can we dictate other organizations' decisions to invite YFT officials to events. The bottom line is that any change in the leadership of YFT can only be voted on by the YFT members, and in our initial statement in June 2016, we stated that we would support the YFT members if they made that decision. We are stronger when we work together and speak with united voices on issues that impact our community. YCPTA is here to support its Yonkers PTA units. YCPTA will keep our members informed of any developments as they become available. Again, YCPTA asks that this matter be resolved quickly, and we will continue to monitor the situation. Since there have been new developments, we will keep our membership updated as details arise. Meanwhile, the YCPTA has a full agenda with our continuing outreach to parents with our series Let's Chat with the Superintendent taking place tomorrow, Thursday, November 17th at 9 a.m. at Cross Hill Academy located at 160 Balmer Avenue. We will also be a sponsor along with the other community leaders at a Fun Family Unity in the Community event on Sunday, November 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Riverfront Library. There will be face painters, entertainment, and a wealth of information from community partners. We had our monthly PTA meeting this Monday where Dr. Cadet updated the PTAs on what was going on in the district and spoke about partnerships. Mr. Don DiMatteo and Ms. Gina Bell showed the PTA boards, the PTA web pages, and library services and valuable resources available on the website. We look forward to having PTA designees trained on these pages. We also look forward to exciting future and much needed parent portals. We continue to support our PTAs through mini school of instructions and offering them assistance at the school level. We are also conducting an advocacy and action campaign, and we were going up with this whole contingency of parents in December to Albany, and an even bigger contingency of parents and students in January. So we have a lot on our plate, and we thank you for all your support on everything that we're working on. Trustee Andrea helped us with getting all our PTAs, PTA meetings on the PTA website. And I'm always talking to Trustee John Ciccone on the playground at Pulaski, and he keeps everything close to his chest. He says nothing. So thank you all for your support. Dr. Cadet, Ms. Montero, Dr. Rodriguez, Mr. Dunn, and obviously Jerry Fierstein for always getting our message out there. And obviously Reverend Lopez and Ms. Judith Meyer. Again, we have a lot on our plate. Thank you for always working together with us, and Trustee Santiago. So again, let's just all work together, get everything resolved, and move quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pinto. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. With that, that concludes the public speaking portion of the board meeting. Thank you, and good.
Gracias. Pero mira, mira, lo está mirando, mira. Mira the pictures.
No les importa, mira si yo no foto.
Mira, ve, mira, ahora está poniendo la cámara otra vez. ¿Tú ves lo que te digo?
Yeah.
Los negativos, ellos lo bloquean. See that? Why is that? Why did they do that? I keep looking at the pictures. Don't do shit. Yeah.
Ay, qué bueno que lo voy a hacer.
Yes, I am.
Looking at that picture.
Viejito está tomando.
Good evening. I'd like to call to order the stated meeting of the Yonkers Board of Education. Today is November 16, 2016, and we are at the Summers High School Angelo E. Paradiso Auditorium. At this moment, I'd like to ask the trustee Brown, during the call to order, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the prayer, please.
Almighty God, we acknowledge our dependence upon Thee and ask Thy blessing upon us and Thy guidance in our deliberations. May Thy blessing rest upon all those who serve in our schools, upon our students, and upon our city and our country. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask the Board Secretary, Janet Cavassa, for a quick roll call and quorum check, please.
Reverend Lopez?
Here.
Ms. Brown? Here. Mrs. Meyer? Mr. Kavanaugh? Mr. Chacon? Mr. Montesando? Here. Mr. Santana?
Here.
Dr. Sage? 5 present, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Next item up is 4.1, approval of the October 19th Board of Education stated meeting minutes and approval of the October 25th Board of Education special meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Trustee Santana, second. Trustee Giacomo, roll call, please.
Reverend Lopez?
Yes.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Chacon?
Yes.
Mr. Montesando?
Yes.
Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Motion passed 5-0.
Thank you very much. Next item, 5.1, is presentations. We were honored earlier this evening to recognize Joseph Del Bene, maintenance mechanic for the maintenance department of the Yonkers Public Schools, as Employee of the Month. We also had the privilege of honoring Brenda Freeman as Civil Service Employee of the Year, who works at School 16, and our congratulations go to those individuals respectively. Next item, committee reports. 6.1, first one is report from the Facilities Committee, meeting of November 7th, 2016. The committee convened at 4:30 p.m. and we had a PowerPoint presentation of the Smart Schools Bond Act proposed classroom additions at Eugenio Maria da Costa School in Khalil Gibran. It proposed additional classroom space, leveraging pre-K space, using factory-built school buildings. The addition of Gibran created space for 200 to 250 students, and we also discussed the next steps, developing both projects, completing SECRA, confirming the state aid, and obtaining the appropriate permits. We also reviewed the school facility submissions for November 16th, and we discussed various schools, repairs to Robert C. Dotson schools, extensions for fire monitoring, change orders, and etc. If you'd like full information, we invite you to either turn to channel 75 or find us on channel 38 or on demand at www.younkerspublicschools.com. That's the facilities report. Next item up is the report of the Audit, Budget, and Finance Committee meeting of November 7th. Trustee Montesando, can you please do us the honors?
The Audit, Budget, and Finance Committee workshop meeting dated Monday, November 7th, was called to order. The meeting was held, was called to order by President Reverend Stephen Lopez, the chair. The Commissioner John Mazuski presented the first quarterly report of the 2016-17 fiscal